We've been working on a project on Johnny's farm here for 10 years. I've been looking for that trash pile, maybe going back 200 years. Where did they put the trash? It's a long story. I'm not going to tell it right here. We found it and we're digging like crazy. And there's so much about trash that fascinates me. Number one, I worked my way through college collecting garbage. My wife worked at the headquarters and she would dispatch complaints and stuff to me. That's how my working world started. Anyway, we're finding things that are very, very amazing, and it's going to lead to hopefully an exciting film. But I just wanted to share something. You know, one of the great stories in the Bible is the story of Gehenna. Gehenna is where all the trash was put out in Jerusalem, outside the walls. In fact, Jesus, when he talks about Gehenna, he talks about it being like hell. So, anyway, this is our little Gehenna. But there's so much about trash, you know, that we need to understand. For instance, those people these kids all over the world that live on trash piles. That's where they get their food. Little metal pieces that they can sell in the marketplace. Children, it's their home. Of course, we live in a very wealthy country. Nobody lives in a trash field. We're having a lot of fun discovering things, the history of this farm, history of old things, but we can't forget, as we're working on this project, there are kids who are living in horrible, horrible circumstances in trash piles. Well, I started to think about man's tendency to create trash. And this is an important subject because when God created man, he said, now you take care of this earth. He gave us dominion over it. Wonderful gift from God. And yet we created abundance of trash, problems with the environment. But then I started to think, I grew up in Japan. My parents are missionaries. And I'm going to show you something very, very emotional to me. I just had this sent on UPS from a very important, in my opinion, one of the greatest museums ever. It's the museum called the Auto Attraction. It's over there in Illinois. And they had a whole presentation there of nuclear related history. And this is what I saw. Now here's a bottle we found in Johnny's farm. You know, this blue, it's really cool. And then here's another little bottle, so many bottles. Now look at that bottle and look at this bottle. Where do you think this bottle came from? It came from the center, the epicenter of where the bomb was dropped in Hiroshima. It's a melted bottle. Now we found out in Johnny's trash, a lot of bottles are broken, but none that were melted. Look at these. Could you get it for me? These are Japanese coins fused together, but the heat from that nuclear bomb. It's a terrible thing. You know, the Bible, and I'm not going to get into it today, but the Bible talks about nuclear weapons being used in the future. And one of the words it uses is melt. And that's really what happened in Japan. If you were a certain distance from the epicenter of the bomb, your skin just melted off. The Bible uses those words, melt. I hope we have peace on earth. We don't understand how horrible nuclear weapons are. We've never experienced it. I grew up in a country where I studied it my whole life. And you know, the bombs we have now don't compare to this. Far more potent. Melt a piece of glass. Thanks.